What's that? Seriously? Well, I'll believe that when I see it.
Radio crackles, another machine. Check the gauges.
You got it?
Fuel is fine.
Let's go.
Another day on the borderline. Up in the sky, chasing the wind. Discs in the air, let the games begin. Seagulls diving, trying to steal the show. But Steve's got my back down below. Mongoose Steve, flying free. Living the life nobody sees.
All right, let's show off that nose angle fix.
Currents pull me higher, burning through the day like wire.
Steve! Evasive maneuvers!
Are you okay?
Yes. Just making friends with the local foliage.
Aloha friends, and welcome back to my quest for 1,000. Today, we're finally doing something about my nose angle. I've been playing a long time. Back when courses were tight, rims on discs were smaller and distance wasn't everything. You could get away with controlled nose-up shots and still score well. But with modern drivers, nose angle isn't optional anymore. It's the gatekeeper between 380 feet and 460 feet. I mean, take a look at this. My Torrent at 61 miles per hour is theoretically good for 460 feet. But in reality, I haven't cracked 400. So today, we're diving into why nose angle matters and how I'm finally gonna fix mine. So get ready for science, drills, and probably more mongoose-related aviation incidents than strictly necessary. Let's do this. All right, let's get serious about nose angle. Probably the single biggest factor in how far your disc flies, and a sneaky power leak for players like me, OGs who grew up when courses and discs rewarded precision over raw distance. But before we talk about nose angle, lift, and stalling, we've got to define two critical angles: nose angle and launch angle. Get these right, and you're halfway to getting your max distance. Get them wrong, well, I mean, you saw what can happen.
First, launch angle is the tilt of the disc's flight path relative to the horizon at release. Think of it as the direction you're sending the disc: flat, slightly up, or slightly down.
The nose angle just refers to the tilt of the disc relative to the flight path. Nose up means the front of the disc is higher than that path. Nose down means it's below. Small differences here make a huge difference in how the spin and speed converts a distance. And here's where things start to interact, because motorcycle. And here's where things start to interact, because these two angles don't live in isolation. They can work together and combine in a beautiful way, or the results can be more catastrophic. Try this. Imagine you're surfing. Yeah? The wave itself, that's the launch angle. The tilt of your board, that's the nose angle. If you get that nose up too high, you stall, come to the top of the wave, and wipe out city.
Here's a little cheat sheet for you, friends. The launch angle is on the x-axis, and the nose angle is on the y. Look into each side, and you can see what the combination of nose and launch will give you. Low launch and nose up, stall city. Positive launch and a flat disc, well, now you're riding the Glide Express.
Think of this like a strategy game with two knobs. Turn either one of them in the wrong direction, and now your disc is flying like a confused seagull. But get them both dialed just right, and now you're throwing lasers, friend.
In aerodynamics terms, this is the angle of attack, the difference between the disc's orientation and its flight path. Nose down equals a smaller angle of attack, more forward motion. Nose up equals a bigger angle, more lift, but also more stall. Spin keeps the disc stable, like a gyroscope. Tilt too much, and the disc fights itself, wobbling or stalling mid-flight.
This all boils down to the angle of attack. Nose up increases it, which generates lift, but also a ton of drag. Nose down reduces it, enabling the disc to slice efficiently through the air. And spin is the stabilizer that keeps the whole thing from wobbling apart.
Check this out, friends. TechDisc and modeling show that shifting just a few degrees from +3 nose up to -2 nose down can add 40 to 60 feet at the same release speed. Spin matters. High spin improves stability, letting discs resist wobble. Low spin amplifies nose errors. Disc type matters too. Overstables resist lift. Understables, they're more sensitive.
Older, smaller rim discs were a lot more forgiving, less nose sensitive, lower speed requirements, whereas modern wide rim discs, brutal. If you're even a few degrees off, you'll get punished immediately. So, if you're like me and your form was forged in the controlled disc era, this is the wall you hit. Forehands often get a pass on nose angle. Backhand, not so lucky. You have to get everything just right. The elbow position, your wrist discipline, your internal rotation on your shoulder, and then add wind and things get really spicy. Nose angle isn't just about getting raw distance. It's also about being more consistent in all conditions.
Simple checks go a long way. Horizontal line, elbow above the disc, and paying attention to what the flight is telling you. If it balloons early, the nose isn't lying. It's just up.
And yes, dialing in these nose angle issues is more than just about distance. It might even save your helicopter crew. Sorry about that, cat. Okay, now that we've defined the problem, it's time to fix it. For me, the culprit is classic. It's elbow drop caused by external shoulder rotation. It causes my disc to fly nose up. What I want is internal rotation so that the elbow is higher than the level of my disc. Then, when I release, nose down.
Okay, here's my throw a couple of weeks ago. You see, I started reaching lower, thinking that that's a way to get the disc below my elbow. While it's true, it doesn't solve the issue of shoulder rotation. You see, when I start to pull through, look at that. I still collapse in my elbow, and that leads the nose up. So here's today. What I'm focused on is presetting my elbow, meaning lifting it up and having the disc below that, and keeping my elbow away from my body as I go through my reach back and throw. Now, it's not perfect yet. That's about a 400-foot field shot, and it was pretty level. But you may have noticed that the launch angle is still lower than I'd like. I guess that's a habit, and it's one I'm going to have to overcome. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing on that internal rotation, having my elbow higher than my disc, keeping my elbow away from my body while still getting a higher positive launch angle. That way I can take advantage of all those aerodynamics benefits that we talked about earlier.
So for me, it's iterative. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. As I get faster, if the nose angle creeps up, well, then I just dial it back, slow down, try again, get the nose down, and then gradually try to speed it up again. It's not glamorous, but it does work.
There's a host of videos about nose angle online, lots of coaches talking about it. I work with Clint at BlitzDG, and one of the drills that he has, this barrel drill, while it's not specifically about nose angle, does help me very much with what my particular problem is, and that's making sure that I keep my elbow away from my chest so that it's not so easy for it to collapse. And already, I'm seeing progress. Nose angle readings are cleaner at low and medium power, and distances are creeping up with a good nose angle. It's not linear, but it's real.
Nose angle, launch angle, elbow mechanics. Get these things all in sync, and not only do you not have to add more power to throw farther, but you'll be able to get the maximum distance out of the power that you already have.
Oh, not bad. Hey, you think we can get some of that aerial footage now? Too soon?
Thanks for watching. If you learned something or had fun, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And for the love of everything good, get your nose angle down to protect Mongoose Aviation. Remember, whatever you do, don't ever give up on your dreams. And long live the lid.
Now
Now he's stranded on an island and he trains with coconuts. He's stranded on island 420 with coconuts for minis, seagulls heckling his throws. Suspended, suspended. For $12 he said no. Now he's practicing flex lines where the mango breezes blow.